Ambitious women, entrepreneurs are beginning a movement to create a new way of business that focuses on collaboration and community. Together, we are shaping the way by using our intuition, our inner insight, and our creativity. Join us for inspiration, motivation, and transformation. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and this is the Wealthy Wednesday Show. A special thanks to Gordon Reary for creating the music. You can find him on Facebook under Gordon Reary. So now, let's get started.
Hi, and welcome to the Wealthy Wednesday Show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and today I am so honored and blessed to have the most incredible miracle mama, MarBeth Dunn, and she is a miracle consultant. She's a mentor. She's an empath, intuitive coach, author, international speaker. I cannot say enough about her, and she has been teaching spiritual this in the last 30 years. MarBeth helps midlife professionals struggling with career changes or relationship, health, and spiritual issues so that they can move through life's transitions gracefully while harnessing the power of miracles. Now, don't you need a miracle in your life today? Absolutely. So let's give a warm welcome to MarBeth Dunn. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I feel so welcome.
Wow.
Thank you, Luci.
Thank you. Thank you. You are such an inspiration to so many individuals. You have your incredible talk show. You've been producing miracles, and you're also so incredibly passionate about helping and giving to other individuals. Can you tell us a little bit, what is your greatest current passion that you're working on right now?
Oh, my greatest passion that I'm working on right now is a project to build houses in Haiti. And what we're doing is not only are we building houses, but we're building pride, hope, community, one house at a time. One home at a time. It's so exciting. You think that something horrible happens. We had an earthquake in Haiti. I lived there for 17 years. I have very close ties with Haiti. It's where I discovered my spiritual connection was in Haiti. And I love the people. And since 2010 with the earthquake, it's just been awful. You know, so much money went to Haiti. $10.5 billion was earmarked for Haiti. And with that amount of money, they could have rebuilt the whole country.
Oh,
Instead, yeah. People are still living in Port-au-Prince under plastic tarps with raw sewage running by. Although the aid workers have a beautiful new gated community, 2 $18 million soccer fields were built, but nowhere near the earthquake zone. And when I saw this on TV, I watched a show called Vice, Where Did the Money Go in Haiti? What was the money trail? And I was just so angry. And I realized, you know, I can build houses in Haiti for $5,000. And so I contacted my friend Gladys Tomas. She founded the Foundation for the Children of Haiti. I've known her for over 30 years, and this is a woman that I trust implicitly. And I said, Gladys, I want to build houses. Now, at the time, this was just a couple of years ago, she was building schools in a mountain village called Musat, where she had a summer home. And the village was not touched. Well, they were peripherally touched by the earthquake, but they were up in the mountains, and they didn't experience the earthquake. That their children, because they didn't have the right schools in Musat, their children died in Port-au-Prince in the earthquake because that's where they went to school.
oh my.
And so she thought, you know, I'm going to build a technical school and with the finest programming. The school was just completed in October. She has an elementary school. Now, this is a community of farmers, very simple folk. They're Very, very simple. They didn't understand why you would want to go to school. What's the importance of education? And so she started the elementary school charging, I think, like 7 cents for the whole year. Now she's up to maybe $7 for the whole year. I mean, and still people couldn't afford to pay for it. And some of them, she carried on a scholarship. They might have to pay a little part of it, but they were basically on a scholarship. Now, just as her technical school, MIT, Musat Institute of Technology, was finished and inaugurated on Friday in October, beautiful new building. On Monday, Hurricane Matthew struck, and all of the ceilings, the roof leaked, all of the ceilings were ruined. Some of the windows blew out. Her elementary school, same, it had some damage. Her house had a little damage, but she was so curious what happened to the people. And when she saw how they were living, a third of them lost everything. Not only did they lose their little homes, they had no warning that any hurricane was coming. and they lost all of their documentation, their birth certificates. They have no documentation anymore. They lost their livestock. They lost their crops. So they were left with nothing. And she was horrified to see how they were living. And the houses that withstood the hurricane were simple cement block houses. So I had reached out to her again. I said, I want to build the houses. I have a nonprofit. I have done all of the work. We have the nonprofit. I want to build houses. And so now is the time. We are building right now, currently, 6 houses in Musat with cement roofs, and we can build them for $4,000 each. So people will be secure. They're small. They're 2 rooms for the family. But when you come from living in a little grass house or something put together with grass and tin, this is a huge improvement. And the community, what's really wonderful is when Gladys was starting the school projects, they didn't understand, and they viewed her as an outsider. Now she's welcomed into the community, and the beauty of the project is that the people are building the houses themselves. We can raise money to get the materials together for them. Mm-hmm. And if they can bring in some gravel or whatever, whatever they can bring in themselves, it deducts from the cost of the home, and they only have to pay back 10%. They have a contract. With the 10% that they pay back, it goes into a fund that they can borrow against or pay it forward to help other people who are needing homes. So it's a wonderful idea. They're so excited about it. They have so much pride now and so much excitement. What I feel with so many of the NGOs, the non-government organizations, people go in and they want to help, and everything is coming from a really beautiful, well, not everything. Some of these larger organizations like the Red Cross, they took in $500 million and built only 6 houses. Yeah, and that's been documented. We don't know where the money went. It could have been mismanaged. Somewhere, it went somewhere, but it didn't go to the people. But with this, working with Gladys, I know where the money's going. Excuse me. So it's going directly to the people, and using local people to build on their own makes a huge difference. One of the issues when the Red Cross came in, they brought all their own people in. They didn't use any of the locals who know the country, who understand the legalities. And I know that some of the issues that they had was trying to find out legal title to land for building houses. It can get very complex in Haiti.
Yes.
Yeah, it can get very complex. But we're working totally with Haitians, and Gladys has people on the ground working with this community. They're so excited and empowered. In these other organizations, when volunteers are coming in, and yeah, it's important to have volunteers come in if it's something that they don't know how to do. Perhaps they can come in and teach them. But when somebody comes in and does it for you, it creates a sense of just give it to me. Just give it to me. And you don't learn anything, and you don't develop any pride. Now in this community, there's pride and hope. And it's just a really, and a tighter community. We're using a kombit, which is an ancient Haitian tradition, or I guess African tradition, of community working together. They use it in farming in Haiti. Not unlike other countries that would use a horse for farming. People don't necessarily have horses, so people do the farming themselves with hoes. So they will get a group of people together called a kombit, and they do the farming all together and sing. It's a beautiful thing. They just see the community working together, and they do the hoeing all in unison, and it's beautiful. So now we're utilizing the kombit, the power of the kombit, to build these houses all together.
Wow. And that really takes collaboration, community, and teaching individuals, not using the analogy of fishing because that's the most prevalent, but teaching people how to rebuild their house, how to get the salt from the seawater out of the land, and how to find the fresh soil to rebuild their farms so that they can feed the community, they can be with the community, and then they can empower one another.
Yes. And she also gave them, they had some crops, I think one crop that didn't die, I think the Malaga root, but she's given them carrots and beets to replenish their, we're giving them a hands up, just helping hand. But they're doing the work themselves and getting reestablished. They need their livestock replenished. But as we help with the livestock, they can, for example, if we give them a female goat, then any of the offsprings could be given to someone else to pay it forward. Or a cow or a horse, they can be used for breeding, and all of this goes into a community where as one person gets lifted up, they bring everyone else up with them. And They love the concept. It's really beautiful.
Oh, that is. And really that kind of teaching, that kind of hope that you build within, you did that. You were able to, when they go into their houses, their new houses that they build, there's a sense of accomplishment that you can't buy that.
Exactly. That's the beautiful thing. I've had so many people say, oh, I want to help build the houses. And we said, no. Down the line, we'll bring people in to create composting toilets, or to bring in solar electricity and, solar lighting, so that they can have lighting in the houses. They're primitive, but that's down the road, little by little, or they say in Creole, petit à petit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little by little.
Yes. And little by little, that is how miracles are truly created and developed. Little by little, by taking incremental steps that you can take, and then allowing the rest of it to unfold. But in the process, you transform yourself. Can you talk a little bit about on how this Haiti project that you have going on has created the miracles in individuals' lives?
Well, it's totally creating miracles in these families' lives. Now they have hope. Can you imagine? It's 1:00 in the morning. You're sound asleep in a grass hut, and you all of a sudden this wind just goes tearing through and just rips the roof off your house. And, your family is just all huddled, and you go out in the middle of the night. This is a true story. And I have this on our Haiti our Haiti community project page, of how these two men in the middle of the night, one found the other, and they tried to find shelter for their family. They had to go quite a distance to find someone with a cement roof house. And on the way back, there were trees that had blown over. Remember, it's pitch black. Mm-hmm. And they had no warning because, of course, there was no warning. They don't have TV, or sometimes they'll have radio and they'll know that way, but they didn't. And so they had to go back and get a machete from this friend that had the house who said they could be sheltered there. And they had to cut the trees, the branches, so they could get through to bring their families back. They went back, they found them all huddled on what they called a kitchen, with a little dirt floor, and brought them back to the house. And of course, the next day it was all gone.
Wow.
So to have that happen to you in the middle of the night, and where you had, they're proud people. They're happy. Haitians are always happy people. I find that miracles are love. Anything with love is a miracle. Yeah. And the Gladys is, she's such a beautiful soul. She was the only one in there that brought food to them. They're just way up in the mountains. Nobody knew about them, or if they did, there were so many other desperate people. Over 1 million people were left without food and clean water. So, she was the first one there to help them. And I say that the whole hurricane was actually a miracle, because out of that devastation, look at this phoenix rising up out of the ashes, this beautiful community coming together with love and appreciation for each other to be able to work together to create miracles. This is a miracle. It could have gone so wrong. It could have gone so far south, but it isn't. It's coming together, and I believe that this is going to be a shining star, that they'll be able to build other communities based on this model. Because it's very simple, and I think simple is good. And down the road, we can build a medical clinic, and we were talking about maybe bringing in a carpenter to show them how to build bunk beds so the children can have a separate room from their parents. Just different things that we can do to show them how they can make things a little better. They're bright. There are 2 boys that Gladys has on scholarship, and when she went to see where they were living, she said you wouldn't have an animal living the way they are living. And but she said they're so bright. They have never had any money. She has them on scholarship. They're in high school now. She said, when you see how intelligent these boys are, they're so bright. And to see where they come from is just really shocking. So these are miracles, and this community is going to transform into something amazing.
Wow. And that is so true. And with all of the modern industrialized technology that we have in most of the countries, we hear about these stories, about these devastations, these hurricanes, and we sometimes we're not even in tuned or in touch with it. We can see it on TV, but a lot of times our mind just doesn't seem like it's real, because we walk outside, and in most neighborhoods in America, there's houses lined up, there's grocery stores, there's different things that you can do, and if you need food, you just go down to the grocery store, you go pick it up. But in Haiti and other countries that are not industrialized, that haven't come that far in their technology, they walk outside and their food is their farm. It's the trees, it's the nuts, it's the fruits, and most people, if you had to learn how to farm, if you had to learn how to do this, because everything was wiped out, you would be clueless. And yet these people are able to come together. And in this community, I would probably see that there's probably almost zero crime, because now they have fellowship and they truly believe in helping one another.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's true. When I first lived in Haiti, I lived up in the mountains, and it was pretty isolated. There, we were in a farmhouse, and there were farms all around us. And it was just really beautiful to see the people working together, with farming, as I said, using their hoes in unison as a kumbit to plow the land so that they could plant it. And I have a memory of that etched into my mind so deeply. I woke up one morning, and we were at about 4,500 feet up in the mountains, and there were little tiny tree frogs that just sound like a spoon on glass, and they were just plinking. And the fog, you open the window, the fog clouds just rolled right in the window. We had no electricity. We had no city water. People would carry water up on their heads to our house. And then waking up to hear this beautiful, beautiful farmer, Madame Jacques, singing gospel songs, and then the sound of the hoe. It was phenomenal. We made a cassette recording of it, which is long gone, but I can still hear it. It was really beautiful. There's such a simple life, very, very pure, very different perceptions than we have. And I think we lose a lot we gain with technology, but we lose so much. When you see everybody just kind of glued to a screen, and at dinner or breakfast, and no, be here with me now. Let's be present. There's a beauty in simplicity, and a beauty in the connection between the people. I think, connection is always a miracle. Yes. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Connection is such a big, it is a miracle. And in these days, not to say that technology is not good. I absolutely am so grateful that I can have a laptop business. I can travel the world. I can still make money. I can still empower people. And I can still fulfill my vision, which I love. But the connection with the people that I make as I'm traveling, as I'm going from place to place, as I'm meeting other people, either virtually like this or in person like we did when we met in person. So it's amazing, and it's a miracle of in itself, especially with all of the distractions we have today.
No, it's very, very true. But it's interesting also that as humans, we're so much greater than these bodies, and we have that capacity. Our heart field is 5,000, the electrical capacity of our heart, 5,000 times greater than that of our brain. Studies with the Institute of Heart Math have proven that our heart fields extend. And I know as an empath and an intuitive, I work with people in Europe or in Australia that I'm able to feel where they're holding their stuff in their bodies, the things that are keeping them stuck, and from experiencing a life of miracle and joy, and I can help them to release it because I can feel it. Now that is a miracle, and that we are our own technology. So we can connect very much the same way as we can visually on the screen. But to know that I remember when I was a child hearing about how twins would know when something had happened to their other twin. Mm-hmm. But now I can feel that. After the election, I felt so much anxiety. And I'm not an anxious person. So to feel all that anxiety, and it just got worse and worse. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And then I realized, oh, it's not mine.
Yeah.
And so, just to be able to drop into my heart and beam out that love to all those who were experiencing that anxiety was both freeing for me because I felt that peace, and I knew that that was helping ease the anxiety for other people. These are all miracles, all this connection. To be able to touch these lives in Haiti, huge miracle. I love it.
Exactly. And speaking of miracles, for the individuals, we have wonderful women entrepreneurs that truly want to make an impact on the world. And as a part of my vision, these women who are making an impact on the world, they're finding ways to fill the gaps in between the large corporations, in between the large charities. And your Haiti project is perfectly an example of exactly what my vision is where we can choose to make a miracle happen by doing something about it. And if individuals would like to contribute to help somebody create and build their own house, to have that dignity, that pride, that honor, how can they get a hold of you, or what's the best way for them to do that?
Go to HaitiCommunityProject.org, O-R-G. Very simple, HaitiCommunityProject.org. And we are a 501c3 nonprofit, and all the money goes straight over to Haiti to build the houses.
Wow.
Yeah.
MarBeth, this has been such an incredible interview, and I know our time is wrapping up so quickly. I could speak with you for hours, but I would like to ensure that my audience is able to go to your website, which is HaitiCommunityProject.org. It's a 501c, and it's filling the gaps in between the large corporations, in between the large charities that are not reaching these people, and it's helping people build their own houses. It's supplying them with their supplies, it's supplying them with the knowledge, plus Gladys is helping them with their education so that they can be strong and powerful, and so that they can fulfill their life mission, whatever that may be. Wow. Thank you. So, MarBeth, is there any last tips, strategies, or nuggets of miracles that you would like to leave our audience with? And then how can individuals get a hold of you personally in addition to your charity?
Well, I would say that giving and receiving are the same. It's actually a quote from A Course in Miracles and from an attitudinal healing. But it's true. The more that you give, you receive so much. It's not like in the physical world where I give you $1 and suddenly I don't have that dollar. But when I give out of love, out of just an appreciation of what you're doing, I'm receiving so much back at the same time. So, and I find that is so important. And of course, the more we appreciate, the more we receive as well. And you can reach me at MarBethDunn.com. It's my website. And I have a free book on the power of miracles, on harnessing the power of miracles. And that's at miracles101.com.
Wow. Wow. You have a free book for 7 easy ways to harness the power of miracles. That's at Miracles 101. I just love that. Miracles 101. So if you're looking for a miracle and you're ready, Miracles 101 is definitely the website you want to go to. If you would like to get a hold of MarBeth, if you're looking for a miracle in your life, in your business, in your relationships, MarBeth Dunn, D-U-N-N, and I'll spell this out. It's MarBeth MarBethDunn.com, MarBethDunn.com. And if you've been looking for some place where you can truly make a difference, where the proceeds go directly to the people directly in need without all the red tape that a lot of other organizations have, trying to bring supplies and all this other stuff from other countries, you can go to HaitiCommunityProject.org and empower these individuals to rebuild their lives, to rebuild their communities, and to rebuild their homes. So thank you for listening to the Wealthy Wednesday show. MarBeth, I am so grateful for you, for being you, and for bringing your light into the world. You are truly a miracle and a shining star. So thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, Luci. You are a miracle and a shining star. Thank you so much for all you do.
Thank you. So until next week, abundant blessings.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Wealthy Wednesday show. This is your host, Luci McMonagle, and I would love to keep in touch with you by giving you a very special gift that will help you move your business and your life forward. You can access this special gift I am giving to you at my website at lucimcmonagle.com. That's LuciMcMonagle.com for keeping in touch with me and getting access to a gift that will help you move your business and life forward. Until next time, abundant blessings.